If your compost pile feels more like a graveyard of banana peels than a living system, you're not alone. Most gardeners are told composting is simple, yet months later they're still staring at half-rotted scraps while their soil stays hungry. The truth is this: compost doesn't fail because you're doing it wrong. It fails because the biology isn't being supported fast enough. And honestly, the fix isn't an expensive commercial activator. It's already sitting in your kitchen. What you're about to learn isn't theory or hype. It's a practical, repeatable way to accelerate compost into real humus in a fraction of the time without harming soil life or cutting corners. This is about working with biology, not forcing it. Why real humus matters more than any fertilizer. Finished compost isn't just decomposed waste. True humus is stable organic matter loaded with beneficial microbes, bound nutrients, and long-term soil carbon. This is what turns compacted dirt into living soil. It improves structure, increases water retention, buffers nutrients, feeds fungi and bacteria, and supports plants steadily instead of spiking growth and burning roots like synthetic fertilizers. The problem is time. Traditional composting can take 6 months to 2 years depending on climate and management. Most gardeners need compost now, not next season. That gap is why people give up or rely on bagged compost that's often immature, lifeless, or stripped of biology. The solution isn't more inputs, it's creating the right environment for microbes to do what they already know how to do. The missing factor most compost piles struggle with. Early-stage compost is naturally acidic. Kitchen scraps, fruit waste, and fresh greens quickly drop pH as they break down. That acidity slows the exact organisms responsible for fast, hot composting. Thermophilic bacteria thrive in neutral to slightly alkaline conditions. When pH stays too low, decomposition crawls instead of surges. This is where baking soda changes everything. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is a mild alkaline compound. Used correctly, it gently buffers acidity without sterilizing the pile or killing microbes. When introduced in small, controlled amounts, it nudges compost into the ideal pH range of about 7 to 8. That's the sweet spot where heat-loving bacteria explode in activity. As these microbes multiply, they generate heat. That heat accelerates chemical reactions, breaks down proteins, unlocks nitrogen, and speeds the collapse of plant fibers. At the same time, baking soda neutralizes organic acids and releases small amounts of carbon dioxide, which benefits fungal activity. Fungi are critical for breaking down cellulose and lignin, the toughest components of plant material. This isn't about dumping powder into your pile, it's about precision. For 1 cubic yard of compost material, use exactly 1 cup of baking soda dissolved in 2 gallons of water. This dilution matters. It prevents alkaline hotspots and ensures even distribution. As you build your pile in layers, lightly sprinkle the solution across each layer. Browns and greens should still follow a balanced ratio, roughly 60% browns like leaves and cardboard, and 40% greens like kitchen scraps and grass clippings. Moisture should feel like a wrung-out sponge. Pile size matters. Anything smaller than 3 feet cubed won't hold enough heat to sustain thermophilic activity. This method doesn't replace turning or proper moisture, it enhances them.
So what changes will you notice, and when? Within days, temperatures climb faster and higher. Instead of stalling around 110 degrees Fahrenheit, piles reach 140 to 160 degrees and stay there longer. That sustained heat kills weed seeds and pathogens while accelerating breakdown. By the first turn, materials lose their identity. Food scraps disappear. Leaves soften and collapse. Fungal threads appear. The smell shifts from sour to clean and earthy, signaling aerobic dominance instead of rot. By week 4, texture becomes uniform and crumbly. By week 8, the majority of the pile screens as finished compost instead of half-finished waste. Volume reduction is dramatic because material is actually being converted, not just compacted. This isn't just faster compost, it's better compost.
So, what does this do for your soil and plants? When incorporated into beds at about 2 inches, worked into the top 6 inches of soil, accelerated humus transforms structure quickly, clay loosens, sandy soil holds moisture, roots penetrate deeper, nutrients stop leaching, plants respond visibly, leaves deepen in color, growth becomes steady instead of leggy, disease pressure drops as microbial competition increases, crops mature faster and yield more because they're feeding from biology, not salts. This is how soil becomes resilient instead of dependent. Why does this work long term, not just once? This method doesn't force decomposition, it optimizes conditions. That's why it's repeatable and safe. You're supporting microbes that already exist rather than introducing chemicals or synthetic accelerators that burn out biology. Used sparingly and correctly, baking soda becomes a tool, not a crutch. Once your compost system is active and balanced, you may not even need it every cycle. The real value is understanding why compost works and how small adjustments unlock massive gains. The takeaway every gardener should understand. Fast compost isn't about shortcuts. It's about alignment. When pH, moisture, oxygen, and carbon balance come together, nature does the heavy lifting. Baking soda simply removes one of the biggest bottlenecks. If you're serious about building living soil and feeding your garden from the ground up, this is one of the simplest upgrades you can make. If this helped you rethink composting, subscribe to Nature's Fix, share this with another gardener, and keep building soil that gets better every season.